the case 90, what they talk about, for example, how they're able for trace and to the correctional facility. As an EOC, we may not have the best of systems, but honestly, when it comes to contact tracing and surveillance, we can lift our heads high that we get some of the best people who they do that day, and we can give that assurance day to members of the public.
Let's talk about update now. Waiting at the current update as at now.
So at 11 a.m. today, we go give we daily update. As at 6 p.m. yesterday, the cumulative confirmed positive cases now 155. The number of deaths now 8. The active new cases as at yesterday now 19. The active cases now isolation centers now 120. The cumulative recoveries, the one that we don't recover, as at 6 p.m. yesterday now 27. Quarantine 1,182, and the one that we discharged from quarantine 1,535. Now the figure that we get as at yesterday 6 p.m. Anything don't change. Now we 11 a.m. update today, the public will know.
So within statistics there we don't give it, so obviously now that everybody then are host the well body workman them don't go into the community, then people then go begin test, people then go begin show signs, so then go bring out, because at the essence standing for the 3 days lockdown we clearly show say the number then go up past how we did now, because people then they test and will continue for show signs of the virus them. Any new preparation in terms of facility where the EOC put in place before the 3 days lockdown, so that if any new confirmed cases then come, then go get side for put them, and if people away them want for quarantine, they will get side for quarantine them?
Yes, absolutely. So with respect to treatment or isolation facilities, for the western area, we get the 34 military hospital, we get Frobe College, we get Jue, we also get Lunge, and we get McKinney, and I think Kenema. Now, so what in the happen as an EOC, we don't launch what I go call a scoping exercise. We look at the districts all over the country, and we want to see how we can scale up for get treatment or isolation facilities now all the districts, because with the trend, I think it don't advise we say we need for scale up on treatment centers, because you may not know what's coming. So that is very much important. And in terms of bed capacities as well, we try for scale up. So with 120 active cases in our isolation centers, we therefore make sure we get more bed capacity than the number we will get. And so, for example, in this now, let's say, for example, you get a particular treatment center where sometimes get 10 beds. You get 7 were dedicated to the male, and you get 3 were dedicated to the female. You know, now this can happen where sometimes they go say, okay, if you don't get, if they don't announce say you get 5 bed spaces in a particular treatment center, if I don't test positive, why will I not carry me go there? So it depends on what is available for the male ward and what is available for the female ward. But the important thing again, Khadija, and it's a good question, is looking at the trend. And now that we have declared that there is community transmission, it means say we expect more cases than what we get now. And this is something I always say to people. Not just look at the cases where they come and say, okay, you know, it's possible that if more testing is done, you might be surprised at the figures that come up. As an EOC, we make sure we continue for scale up, and that make we do the scoping for the districts all over the country and see how we can able to get more centers available in the districts.
The issue of self-isolation, now one way plenty people believe say don't be challenged during this fight against the virus, because certain people and they, if they get symptoms or they're not too comfortable for go now the government quarantine facility them, then can say then they do under self-isolation. During that period, they know they follow the rules where they're supposed to follow if they under self-isolation. Any consideration as an EOC for try for look into the issue of self-isolation there, or maybe una put them under proper monitoring?
So the ideal scenario now for anybody for bring people na the isolation facility, that's the ideal scenario. But you can make room for exceptions. So for example, you look at Idris Elba, for example, when he tests positive, you know, at home. You don't see a lot of celebrities all over the world with the test positive. The CNN reporter, Cuomo, test positive and he be at home. So really, you can get self-isolation even when people test positive. But you know, Khadija, you got to look at the system and the society where you get, and look at how widespread your healthcare system decentralized for able to make them judgment. So the reason we make, if you look at the bulk of the cases, we believe say bringing people into the centers important now because you're able to monitor more. Some people then if they're not under 100% surveillance or monitoring, honestly they might do the wrong thing. So now then they will not want for jeopardize that make wiki. So there is an ideal case, there are exceptions, but for the exceptions, we not broaden the scope at all.
So far, the lockdown don't officially start today, and I believe so. I guess on a channel of communication, when they get updates from different regions, then before the 11 o'clock briefing, one can do every day. What are the information they don't come in so far, especially from the region or people every day in different quarantine homes?
Well, as I tell you, we get situation room where we get people where they had the different pillars and where they meet. I go tell you say they get the information where they come. They tell we say we don't they take the right steps, but also that don't mean say we not get challenges. So indeed, some of the information where they come, like I do media monitoring about 3 or 4 days ago. Go to some places, I do some media monitoring. And when I meet with the communication and social mobilization heads, and I also interview members of the society, I find out, say, the message to go. For example, when I be to go from at the head to Bo and also to Kenema, all the checkpoints where we meet, with the condom, we wash your hand, even at some point where somebody they say, no, about this person getting hand sanitizer, the officer say, it's not just about the hand sanitizer, but when the people then see UNA officials in government doing this, it is sent a message to them say, from top to bottom, there is compliance. You know they see all man they wear face mask, but you go to some communities, you go to some town, and you see people wear face mask, that they give you hope say, this message don't they go. So indeed, yes, on the one hand, we get very good indication, say, the right thing is being done, but as we all acknowledge, and for we at EOC will never shy away from the fact, we get some areas where we need for strengthening, and we will continue for strengthening them as we go along.
All right, we don't get some messages, we don't come inside. Khadija, I'm sure you still get someday.
Yeah.
This one, they say lockdown, inside lockdown with no provision for the poor. This is not real punishment made K from Putloko City.
This one, they say it's unfortunate that people are still denying the existence of coronavirus. This must stop.
And this other message, they say to stop the coronavirus, the entire Freetown deserves 2 weeks.
Extend the lockdown after Tuesday. It comes from Umaru Kamara Nakaningo.
And this one, they say Abdul Karim from Carton Field. They say these 3 days lockdown caused serious pain in our lives. The president didn't inform us earlier.
This one, they say the messages them.
Oh yes, first make us say thank you to we fumble them, we take them, they listen, they send them questions and they make them comments, and all them comments when they make them questions, when they ask, they help we for fight COVID-19. This person, they say sometimes if them be push the curfew to 11 p.m., it will be fine. Well, as a government, we don't decide, say, 9 p.m. to 6 a.m., now the curfew time. And sometimes we can ask the question, some man can say instead of when I put a 9 o'clock on, I'm not push them to 10 or to 11 to 12. And we can also ask the question, say, what in the way you want for do between 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. where you're not able for do between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. So we don't realize, say, no matter what you do, you get people then we get for complain about them. Some man they say, okay, when I do 14 days lockdown, When you do a day's lockdown, people go murmur, people go complain. You do 3 days, people then go complain. Well, if you do 14 days now, you know, but with the trust, say Sierra Leoneans, they go able to forget their food. That notwithstanding, His Excellency the President, very concerned, as an EOC,
with we na the program in name na lawyer Solomon Jamiru and in the spokesman for the EOC. There this morning they talk about some part the thing they way they don't put in place for ensure say they're able for go na different community them for do contact tracing and proper surveillance. Will they take this short break? Will they come and continue with the program?
Yeah. Corona in a road, we try for fighter. Every lucky and chance make you enter. Because if you enter, say you start Corona in a road, we try for stopper. Every lucky and chance make you enter. Cause if you give and chance, you go start Now, in the 10 days, we will come together. For stopper, for fighter, man. What's you are so? You sanitizer. Corona de Mama, what's you are so? You sanitizer. But we must say, what's you are so? You sanitizer. Like you know they use and play. Like you know they take and play. Sister. Like you know they use and play. Yeah. Like you know they use and play. Sister.
Alright, the program where they listen to now is special corona update where Sludge and Iron they bring come to you from different radio station them where they listen to. As this morning the country start another 3 days lockdown after where His Excellency the President been declared the lockdown a nation broadcast where it been do Thursday night. Still at the studio we get the spokesperson for the EOC where they tell we some party thing there where they don't put in place for the 3 days lockdown. I'll come back to you, Mr. Jamiru. We don't they see different people they recover from this COVID-19, but study don't they show say against a possibility they for you get the virus for the second time, even if you don't recover from as AOC, what they do for make sure say some of them people don't recover, we don't come under the isolation center them, when I give them the information as to how sorry, then go according to the measure them for them not come in contact with the virus again for the second time.
Thank you very much. So first, the usual message we can give, the government can give to fumble them for continue with usual hygiene, for continue your regular hand washing, they use your face mask, and they maintain the social distancing. But also before then they discharge from the center, then they get tips from the medical people away day for tell them what they're supposed to do, and for always make sure say they maintain regular contact. And also the treatment center itself, they always in touch with them people and they don't alert them say should there be any emergency or any issue, not hesitate for reach back for any possible assistance. So we get this the relationship there, and I think so far we are good.
How I don't try for bring them calm inside the fight, considering that people are still there where they in denial say COVID-19 no real. How not try for bring them calm in, maybe when I use them as a case study, people will come and explain about their experience. Maybe we'll just change some of the narrative where they out there say COVID-19 no real.
Good point, Khadija. In one of we communication and social mobilization meetings, but also the wider meeting na the EOC, we be discussing the need for be an integral part of the public education, because when public education most times evidence-based as well, it help for pass the message faster. So now that make some of the interviews we like SLBC and other people then be do when some people then be recover and discharge them from 34 military hospital it will go a long way when people then see them. Say, okay, first, this thing is real, but also, we're not think so for afraid coronavirus, like the way people then they talk am. And we think, say, the treatment centers now safe spaces for we. Because some people go look back at Ebola and say, ah, but that thing they was so deadly, it claimed a lot of lives. So now the same thing will happen. The mindset of people about coronavirus, but also about we health facilities as safe spaces for me people to not hesitate for go.
When we look at expectation of the 3 days lockdown, waiting exactly the well body will command them and governments they expect to achieve after Tuesday.
So the main thing, Khadija, na for slow or for stop the spread of coronavirus, because the evidence don't tell we say this thing they move from person to person. If we stay at home, we restrict movement, it is slow or stop the spread of coronavirus. So I think say there could not be a better argument than that. But also staying home, they help with people, them, especially women and heads of families. We they take that time there for also educate with picking them house, and help them for understand more about the message. And some people and they now we then relax and then stay at home. And what government is saying, what the experts are saying to us about this. So I think there could not be any better argument than the argument say when we stay at home, it will limit the spread of coronavirus. When you do that, you don't begin to close the opportunities on the virus, and in that way, the lives of the people will be preserved.
Okay, whose feedback on don't get for where the lockdown begin today? In fact, from last night now, from all over the country, concerns. Whose feedback on don't get?
Well, early day yet, because from home, we said just rush Kanaya. I think say from here now, myself go begin for collate and see what thing they happen all over the country. But from where I grabbed this morning, my business all now about, it's about 98.1, it's about other people. But one of the things where I get yesterday now, and I think I share them in the course of the program. Now, some of the nurses, maybe they share some concerns, say that they get some difficulties at some of the checkpoints. At some point, we even wanted to do a public notice on that, but we say, no, we cannot. That's an operational issue. So the operational intelligence and what don't go around. So as and when we get concerns, and also the one we want to talk about for the Kenema issue, but for the lockdown proper, when it don't start, I think say we'll go get some of them concerns and how we get them. Now so we go address them. But driving to 98.1, generally when I look at the streets and I look at how security personnel were deployed and positioned, I think say it's a good start. And we trust say Sierra Leoneans will get a history for comply with regulations and measures from government. I think say at a time like this, we don't see a reason we don't unite we are among around a common enemy. And I think say at this point, this unity of purpose is very important for we. And I think generally Sierra Leoneans have been complying, and that we expect for achieve for 3 days.
On the issue of the e-passes, concerns don't they? In fact, the feedback we'll get last night, and I say we'll be overwhelmed with the number of passes we have for issue and all. And as we did, plenty people way even suppose so can walk yourself, some man able to forget pass it. And so what did they happen in that direction? Because people that need them for move. I mean, the one they were supposed to get them for join for the FET.
So for the e-passes, indeed, anytime you get a pass system, it's challenging. When we get the initial 3 days lockdown, for that 3 days alone, EOC will receive over 1,000 applications. So for process the one, then you will need additional manpower, you will need additional time. But we can realize, say, one of the tools where you really need for effectively function na technology. And if you do the paper thing, people then get for the come with them paper, you get for the touch them. And evidence also, they say the virus could stay on a surface for a period of time. Also, when people then do their applications, when you go na EOC na Cochrane, when you see the way people then they congest, then cluster at the place, you ask yourself, are we really serious in the fight against COVID-19? With the electronic pass system, you can sit down at the comfort of your home and apply. You don't need for come EOC. You don't need for move about for do your application. That way they send the message, say, with a slow, with the discourage with the discourage body-to-body contact. So with the e-pass system, ABK, as long as you know say you dey provide an essential service, if you don't apply, you no get your pass, and you convince say you dey provide an essential service, continue for make you contact na EOC. And I believe say they are looking at those cases. Even up to yesterday night, when I talked to the pillar lead for operations, he was looking at those cases. So me fumble them, I go take the opportunity for apologize. For you, where you think say you get business for do out, you're not able for do them, sometimes, like what Khadija be asking, what are some of the challenges, that could also be one. But as an EOC, we don't make sure say, we look at all the one that we're supposed for day out, as long as you're an essential service provider. So you find out, say, for this 3 days lockdown, we don't want people then for the move even during the curfew. We don't limit them totally. Some people then we don't give e-pass. As at yesterday, they don't get alerts back on their phone. We then tell them, say, for this period, your e-pass is cancelled. Because the EOC make a determination, say, at this point, you are not permitted to move. Because until we do that in the day, it will be difficult for we.
Let me look at some of the area them we don't get challenges in terms of movement. The border area them now one, especially the one at Cambia. They don't get so many challenges than they as to how people and they move, and people and still they come out from Guinea. They make attempts for come inside before the lockdown. What's the different mechanism them with the authorities them put in place for strengthening the security in that particular area there?
So the border issue. Now, one of the challenges we always don't get. And border issue, Khadija, really all over the world, a very serious issue. So when President Trump, they talk about border wall with Mexico, we will know, so we get porous borders, we can understand what it means. So what will they do now for scale up security in them border points? But also we count on communities who occupy them border for step up on neighborhood watch, and able for support with security system, for able for effectively man with borders. So the one they then are the two systems, and make sure say the one that we deployed na their security, as well as the one that we are part of the social mobilization, and they do the neighborhood watch, then they're able for they get some support from government. So now that essentially we don't do, but I will tell you it's been a challenge, but so far so good. We know say yes, issues be done they come, we be they get report about boats, then they move, and kind of areas when are inter-district, and some of the issues then they be addressed. And I think say that's one area where the security sector don't look closely, and then try for be on top of that situation.
Talking about the inter-district movements, existing partial lockdown be done day on that particular area day, when are just essential goods carry them not then allowed for worker. But we don't get report against say them people there we get permission for worker, especially one them with trucks where they say they count food stuff them from one point to another. Then still they move people them smuggle one. Waiting again when they do in that area there.
The truck system, now the interdistrict, of course with category 1, now the policies and procedures we don't say if you're not transporter of essential goods, whether foodstuff or water or medicine or fuel, you really don't need the e-pass. You can move. And myself get reports of some people that will encounter difficulties. And each time I get the reports, we can able to explain to them why some of them inconvenience than they. But now one area we also don't look at closely, and I think say as it be they go along, we'll be able for they get rid of their hurdles than they. And so for transporters of essential goods, of course, even during the 3 days lockdown, critical items then can move. Just that for the curfew, from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m., we stop all movements. So indeed, you also get, like what you rightly say, Khadija, and that's not the issue. Some man go get something in truck for move in critical items, but something you want for smuggle passenger inside it. So for that reason, we security forces they on the alert, and for make sure say anybody with them catch, they do them thing and they make sure say them bring them to book.
Some concerns on the come, and this now one we get for do with the light issue. People they complain say from yesterday, people not able to buy top up from the mobile company service. So this person they ask say how government they do for engage a mobile company. because this is a serious issue now. People, I mean, somebody didn't host already for 3 days, you know, get for go no side,
Just
and
an
if you not get
addition to
light.
that, the EBK, some might even get top of 9 meter, you know, get light, total blackout since yesterday. And I don't know if I don't call the relevant authority them for bringing this to the notice, Mr. Jabil.
Okay, I just get a text from the national chairman for C4C, Uncle Tamba, and myself go investigate why I left here. I just hear about this, but I think say if not so it don't happen, I think say the Ministry of Energy should be looking at this closely. But now that myself my attention don't be drawn, I go make sure say I pitch them with Ministry of Energy because electricity is very important.
Yeah, and most the mobile phone companies, because if somebody try for buy, because me say at some point I try for buy with the orange money, not able to go through, and people that same complaint there. So I think so not just the energy people on our deal with, yeah, maybe from the NatCom channel on I also talk to the mobile phone companies.
So I think heading into the lockdown, you know the rush, and because each time you get a massive rush, it can clog the system a bit. That may be the explanation, but I think it's important that they address this as fast as they could, and as myself say, that's something myself go take up with them personally.
And the Guma people they want to engage as well, because the last time we get plenty complain about water business and all.
Okay, well that concerned also. I add onto my list, and yesterday I think I see the head of Guma instead of deal with winner EOC. But now that I don't get phone, but I think they really try, given the limited supply we then get. And you know, once you do a lockdown now, imagine the capacity where Guma be done they operate under, and now you get lockdown, so now more pressure. But he's looking at this closely, and I will also make sure say I don't add this to my list as well, and share them with the respective pillar heads.
But again, Mr. Jamilu, somebody where they listen to you go, the one that say, why una don't try for put the issues there ahead of on a planning meeting them even before the lockdown, taking into consideration say similar issues then like this we don't come during the first lockdown, especially the one gets for do with electricity. Because if you want to let somebody sit on in house, electricity is one of the essential things them where they keep people busy.
Yes, Khadija, we always the plan. But you know, the nature of the pandemic, now this what they say, when it comes to coronavirus all over the world, you plan your best, but sometimes you can get teething problems. So for example, you know, I hate for draw examples from what they happen, but even in the best systems of the world, you listen, you know, recently where Donald Trump decided to give some cash payments to employees, you get hundreds of thousands who are not able to access the system because of the. So I'm not a try for say Salone is like America, but I just they say in principle, you know, it is never the intention of government for subject anybody to inconvenience, you know, and I think say this is something that they are looking at. In fact, as I talk, I think it's the Deputy Minister of Energy calling. I will take this call until I get word for Teuna, but I won't say on air. But that shows they are listening, you know, and I think say not to the intention of government for create any, but sometimes the mad rush heading into this, it can create some clogging, but I sure we fumbled and say, this is not issue will go be addressed.
The timing again, na concern where His Excellency declared the 3 days lockdown, and because of the rush, you see say that area of observing social distancing, where on don't they preach but for long, you know, ever all water. See videos them all over social media, people and they jam themselves now market them because of the rush for who gets the essential good them ahead of the lockdown.
Yes, you know, for other situations, you go say you need a lot of time. You need for 1 week, you need 2 weeks for prepare the minds of people. But the reason why this is called an emergency now, because at any time when the experts say you have to do this, you have to consider strongly doing them. So yes, we might not have given people 4 days notice, 3 days notice, but that's why it's called an emergency, because you also get for look at them as an expert say, if you give space for 1 week, what will happen? Is it not possible that your rate of transmission will increase exponentially? So sometimes, even as government, we always try for strike that delicate balance between time, but also without jeopardizing the lives of the people. And that make, I think, we call them emergency powers, because presidents get right for take measures at any point in time as long as it demand necessary. In the process, it cause inconvenience, and at that inconvenience, they will ask we fumble and say, do ya? make we all just bear and go through this together, and they believe that better times go emerge very soon.
The inconvenience you talk about, Mr. Jamiu, not a normal one, because we all know the common enemy now, when are the virus. And one of the main things them way the well body will command them don't they preach about wear mask when they go to public place, observe social distancing. But in time they like this we rush day in marketplaces, you they see people them not able to accept it, the culture of wearing face mask in public places. So going forward, looking at lessons learned, una get anything where una don't pen down during from where His Excellency make this announcement to now, especially to the timing of giving out relevant information?
Anything we plan like what?
From the time where His Excellency make the announcement, the turnout, the rush, the mad rush for people and for going to different marketplaces, them, what una don't see from there going forward in case government get for make any other lockdown, or learn any lesson from this short period where His Excellency make the announcement, how the turnout of people been be?
First of all, I think we need for commend Sierra Leoneans generally. We believe as a government, say, Sierra Leoneans generally don't understand, say, this disease dangerous, and generally Sierra Leoneans don't they comply. But you know, in countries like Salone and in Africa, where you get a lot of poor people, you get a lot of people in slums, you get marketplaces, you get a lot of people who go for take public transportation. It's a difficulty, especially when you look at social distancing. I mean, they study, you know, I can do case-to-case study all over Africa. I look at some of the very good examples where President Cyril Ramaphosa do in South Africa. They ramp up a lot of testing, they do a lot of things. But when they look at their story, they realize one of the greatest limitations is social distancing, especially in slums and poor homes. So it's always a difficulty, not to Salone no more. It's a very difficult thing in Africa. And I think, if we really get for land, Khadija, we are not just limiting to coronavirus. I think, moving forward, most of the practices now relate to hygiene. I think, Sierra Leoneans and therefore take them on board. So Monday after coronavirus now, you don't get for tell them again for wear mask. You know, when they go in a crowded place, you go use a mask. So we hope, most of the practices where we don't introduce now things that we will continue. And as an EOC, as I say, we get with situation room where we evaluate all of them things here, we write on them, we do brief on them, and we prepare next steps on them. So how the things then they happen, now that they inform we action points. And we know they take anything for granted. Anything we will get, we will know say, any concern, we will know say get a merit, we make sure say the pillar head we responsible, look at them and address them as fast as we could.
As you say, now they take anything for granted. Looking at other country them where themselves they now their own measures them, they fight the pandemic. They don't reach to that point so suddenly they say mandatory test. Looking at Sierra Leone, every day they get new cases. Districts them, they continue for register the index cases them. We don't reach that stage where the EOC things say, or the experts them wanna get things say, we say for apply the mandatory test measure.
Well, for the EOC and with the experts, all options they're on the table. And I will tell me family and say experts then they look at different scenarios, then they look at different options. But how you're able to employ the options or scenarios also depend on your capacity for fight the disease. With coronavirus, healthcare systems all over the world challenge, and Salone as well. But we believe, in principle, for scale-up testing, very important. For improve on bed capacity, very much important. Whether it's going to be mandatory testing at this point, we'll not get a definitive answer to that day. But in principle, we believe, for scale-up testing, very much important, and we're not going to be surprised at all if we do more testing and get more cases.
Would they do more testing? Would they continue to register more cases? Looking at this pandemic, country them way normally in case crisis they na Salone can come to you, it then safety and fight the own. And the last time where I heard from the Minister of Health and Sanitation, if they talk about limited test kits them where the country gets. If we reach to that stage, so they do mandatory test or turn like this where the country they under lockdown, well body will command them don't go to various community, try for do contact tracing, put up proper surveillance structure them. The few where we get test kits them, then we will sustain the country.
Well, if EOC make a determination for do mandatory testing, that therefore depend on the the availability of kits. So for now, we still get thousands of kits available. If the decision is taken, say, for do mandatory testing, you therefore get quite a good number of test kits more. But the good news is, as an EOC, and I want to assure with Fumble and say, we always done the scale up in terms of testing. We'll not get to that point where you go say you don't get, more people who don't get the disease than the test kits were available. We are always ahead of the situation, and that assurance they will go get to Fumble them.
Well, in name Solomon Jamiru Esquire and in the spokesman for the Emergency Response Center. Remember, say they listen to Corona updates and it account to you courtesy of SLAG and IRN, the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists and the Independent Radio Network. Could they meet you on over 65 radio stations right across the country, and for make you continue to get current and real-time information, continue for listening to I don't get messages from marketplaces. We need to think seriously about that sensitization. It's more better to enable the least man in the most remote places to understand about COVID-19.
All right, from now Facebook page, it is saying, what have you learned from the last shutdown that you have fixed up in preparation for this lockdown?
Okay, somebody just sent me saying they listen from, in a watch from Somalia, and for congratulate people them effort. But then I get Edward they say, thanks so much, IRN, for the good work. Please ask Solomon Jamiru if media outlets can use their radio station ID cards to do coverages.
This one, they say, why continuous lockdown without food?
Okay, and last see waiting. Phyllis Jusu, now the Facebook page, they say, it is say, what is, let me see, it is say, what is Khadija calling total blackouts? We get light in the Godrich area, now low voltage we get. Now, so this person, they say, but at the sea lights in Boku area, no total blackout, they say.
From Bylos, they say, now the Facebook page, they say, please, Mr. Minister, whenever you want to give a lockdown, let it be 1 week ahead before the lockdown so that people will not find it difficult. It come out from Cafe of Lumley Kaningo.
And it's been the junior, they say Mambo na blackouts we sleep with.
This from Simba J. Cole, now Facebook page, they say, is there any evidence, data to show that the people who died so far at any point used the ventilator to help with their breathing?
Okay, this person they say, what have you learned from the last shutdown? Ronnie Temple, and they ask so, what have you learned from the last shutdown that you are fixed in preparing for this lockdown?
This one, they say there are hundreds of people aimlessly roaming about the streets of Freetown. Stop blaming the government for instituting lockdowns for the safety of Mama Salone. They come out from Mori Mustafa na Bundu Benembu.
Okay, Benjamin McFoy, they say, Solo, you are really a true professional. Keep it up.
Well, the last one we will take for now, they say announcement for the lockdown was made on Thursday. The next day was public holiday. Most people only had Saturday to grab essential food items. They come out from Marvin Abookfields.
Well, Khadija, me get a few, yeah, like three. This one, they say, good morning, Aaron. I want to know if the president will remove the curfew after the 3 days lockdown from Dumbuya na Somalia town. And the other message is, Aaron, before the first 3 days lockdown, we had no death. But just after that, we started recording deaths. Why? From Daniel Morris in Apotloko. And the last message we'll take, they say, how does this lockdown change citizens' perception when there is political interest among the big heads?
All right. ABK, quickly,
yes,
before we come to Solomon Jamiru for letting respond to their messages, then they'll just listen to this short music break.
Them na salon. This na the well body message we come to una concerning one new sick way they call coronavirus. This message they come out from the Ministry of Health and Sanitation and the well body partners there. Every year.
I, my brother and my sister, One new disease day we don't canna this world is sick ya imona. And it come off from China, coronavirus. I say the sick ya they kill coronavirus. And let we know say na droplet disease, coronavirus. I say the sick ya they kill coronavirus. Sick ya they kill, and let we know say na droplet disease. This sick ya they kill, and it gon' make you difficult for breathe. Last info I get from China say it kill hundreds of people. Now me know how I feel.
Now let me tell you about the signs and symptoms. For breathe, we go find that difficult. Then we learn for wash we hands. Me brother and me sister, I say let me take that serious.
The other side we go show say you get corona when you dey cough or you get high fever. This message me fumble, you might need that. We do this song for bring awareness to the people them inside Africa.
If you dey travel, me fumble and for take you them. And for take you them. Cause coronavirus they kill.
Aye, me brother and me sister. One new disease day we don't canna this world is sick ya imona. And it come off from China, coronavirus. I say the sick ya they kill coronavirus. And let we know say na droplet disease, coronavirus. I say the sick ya they kill coronavirus. And let we know say na droplet disease. Aye, it start na China. It effect for go round the world. You where they travel, be careful so you no go get involved. Avoid close contact with the person where they call for this sneeze.
If you get fever or you just a cough, now for go hospital. Ministry of Health, they advise you, go let them check you. If you get fever or you just a cough, now for go hospital. Ministry of Health, they advise you, go let them check you.
Coronavirus. I say the sick ya they kill coronavirus. And let we know say na droplet disease, coronavirus. I say the sick ya they kill coronavirus. And let we know say na droplet disease. Aye, me brother and me sister. One new disease day we don't canna this world is sick ya imona. Sick ya imona. Sick ya imona. Sick ya imona. Oh, coronavirus. Hey, coronavirus. Oh, hey, corona.
Slim Nation.
Yeah. Corona they na roll, we try for fighter. We lucky and chance make it enter. Because if you enter, say you scatter. Corona they na roll, we try for stopper. We lucky and chance make it enter. Cause if you give and chance, you go scatter. Now the 10 this, we will come together.
Alright, we continue with the special program where Sludge and Iron they bring come to you on Corona update for the 3 days lockdown we don't begin today. We still get the EOC spokesman Solomon Jamiru at the studio where they talk about some of the measures them where government they continue for put in place so that people go tap the spread. And during this 3 days lockdown, well body will command them go na various community for do contact tracing and self do proper surveillance as data don't show say the virus they now na community level. Before we go for that break, Mr. Jamiru, we get text messages them we will be read. You could just start for respond to them.
Okay, thank you, me fumble them. Somebody talk about social distancing, what would they try for do for the marketplaces. So this discussion be done, I think, 2 or 3 days ago at the EOC. It bring together local government and the mayor for the Freetown municipality and other people that we get for do with this. And they map out strategy for see how we can able to achieve social distancing at the markets. And they discuss several options, but once they don't agree on the policy, I sure will go inform the public about this. Whether media outlets then can use their ID cards for move, and not think say that's not the position. EOC don't introduce the electronic pass system. You need to forget the e-pass system. And I also believe, say, for institutions, like we get the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists, we don't they in touch with EOC, but I also believe, say, you get media institutions, and heads of media institutions also encouraged for apply on behalf of the institutions and see. But we want to say not every media person will get opportunity for the out, and because we really want to cut down on the number of people who are moving. Somebody they ask about them people that will die. I don't get the specific question, but somebody say now way they into this lockdown and people then die, or and how they die or something. I don't know if I get the right thing. But first of all, let we say the one that we don't left we through COVID, make their souls rest in perfect peace. And we continue to give love to the bereaved families. People and they will don't die, of course. The last one, I think, about 61. Yeah, we get some renal failure, kidney failure. Other people, diabetes. Generally, they get what we call comorbidity, them pre-existing conditions where you get where if corona now can add pantapam, it really they make the situation very, very complicated. So indeed, we're very saddened by their loss then day, and we will continue for hold them in our hearts and with prayers. Somebody asked if President Bill go remove the curfew after lockdown. Well, as a government, we assess the situation as we go along, which is no more necessary for help with fight COVID-19, now we go do. If curfew necessary for continue, of course it will continue. If we get to the point where we experts then go safely say, we think we don't reach a point where we don't need ABC, government go take them, advise them they on board, and make sure say we do the right thing. Thank you.
All right, we continue with the program, the special Sludge and Iron Corner updates, where they come to you from different radio stations them we listen to quickly. NATCOM just want for inform the general public say no link no day between 5G and telecommunication network them and COVID-19, and SEF then say the engineer them they work stronger one for improve the voice and data coverage all over the country. We continue the program. We still get the EOC spokesman Solomon Jamiru in the studio with we, where they talk about the different measures them where the EOC and governments they put in place for make sure they then tap the spread of the COVID-19 where they now in the country. And SEF then they do different things them we get for do with contact tracing and put proper surveillance in place for make sure they then bring out people that we don't get the virus from different community them. As we all know from the different updates that we don't come out from the EOC and the Minister of Information and Communication, different districts them, they continue for register the index case them. Then we look at information sharing so far. We don't come out from EOC and the Ministry of Information. They self get error, Mr. Jamiru, because different releases them, they show different figures and numbers them. In terms of information sharing, a very key in the fight, because people and they look forward to now forget the information. How I don't try for upgrading that area there.
Thank you very much. We, as an EOC, the COVID-19 National Response for Salone, from the moment they appoint me as spokesperson, I challenge my team, say, we for make sure so we provide information in a very timely manner. And as much as we could, unless for information we sometimes we think say would jeopardize public peace, public order, security or health, we for they in a position for provide information to we people. Because once people get the right information about COVID-19, it help them for prevent themselves, their loved ones and family, and also help them for support government in the fight against COVID-19. So in terms of information, within the EOC, we get what we call the standard operating procedures. I'm not going to go into them because now internal document. And sometimes you also can get the difficulty for strike a fine balance between providing information in a timely manner, but also without necessarily breaching your standard operating procedures. So what in the happen now, and we even get a meeting yesterday, now that when the EOC don't generate in data, if you look at, for example, we daily update, We get the Ministry of Information and Communications website, and we also get the Directorate for Health, Security and Emergency, the website. So if you look at them, two important websites, then they get exactly what in dinner, the update when they give at 11 a.m. Now, additionally, we come for understand, say, there is something called an infographics, which is a supplemental platform to the MIC, the Information and Communication website, which is Facebook, and then they upload them. Now, so for example, even yesterday, somebody drew my attention to a discrepancy between the 21 recoveries where we get in the morning, 11 a.m. yesterday. So the person say, after we don't declare 21 recoveries in the morning, the infographics, we then at the Facebook, now the Ministry of Information and Communications page, they show 27. So I began to take time for explain to people and I say, if you go to the website of the Information and Communications and the website in health, you realize the figures the way they consistent with what they are put. So now things then we have to try for investigate, but I can realize some of them problems then they Khadija can occur way sometimes people in dinner data environment and they get access to data, but they don't want for stick to what you call the clearing house. So yesterday, all them people then will get something for do with data because we make them understand say now a PR disaster and it get implications for we integrity as a nation, but also as an institution. If you know they stick to within the situation room they establish. So I now wish for go too public on the standard operating procedure, but I go assure we fumble and say one, what you want for really achieve and for provide information in a timely manner. And I think some people then because of that anxiety, you know, for provide that information in a timely manner. Sometimes people want to negatively compete. Who comes first? Who does first? But yesterday we don't establish and say it doesn't go that way. We get SOPs, and we will also manage the integrity of the institution. So the central command validates. Unless that is done, nobody puts anything into the public domain. And I think we try for addressing.
All right. Okay. I get this message from one camera where they say, Mr. Jamiro, ABK, please ask Mr. Jamiro, what are they putting in place for the urgent acceptance for innovation? Example, the guy who created the automation hands machine, washing machine, which can be used for social distancing. And he go on for say, let the COVID-19 try to talk to NATCOM to make sure they create a platform for one-line shopping and make sure price for internet little cheaper. But again, as you see, they take jottings here and I'll take this one where they say, NZMRN at the Facebook page, they say, in order to strengthen the mandatory face masking laws, government should ask all commercial transporters, poda, taxi, okada, keke, to only allow people with face masks into their vehicles. Let's get things serious. So, now the concerns and suggestions and that.
Yes, but I think I like the ABK. I like the technology part.
Yeah, Mr. Sida machine day.
You know, yes.
I don't know if you're lucky for Siam.
In fact, the coordinator for the COVID-19 national response, Brigadier Kelly Conte, I draw my attention to him. So what happened, we recall a short while ago, I talked about the hand sanitizer thing, where I talked about me meeting with some young doctors and some chemists, and they try to get this concoction in line with WHO recommendation. And we believe that thing they will go achieve. Because the global scrambling for the limited resources for fight COVID-19, we therefore really resort to homegrown solutions. If you look at what in Madagascar do, for example, then we launch the first herbal remedy cure for COVID-19. They call it COVID organics, you know, and now a plant we then cultivate for. So we also they try for C. I think that would be an interesting story. Other countries then also don't begin to investigate for C. What in really now some of the local ideas and initiatives. Because if you just say, look, the face mask we're all wearing at the studio, you know, first, when they talk about face mask, all man they look for the one that we the nurse they wear. Until, you know, we all decide, well, come on, this is not something we can do as a nation. We all they do it now. Look at it's a local solution. So Madagascar, we don't learn about Madagascar example. So technology I even talked to Sierra Leoneans where one for begin provide the PPEs and they think they can do it locally. So the PPEs, the hand sanitizer, this hand washing thing, well, understands in a sensor, something. All of their local ideas that things they don't bring on board, and really the coordinator very much enthusiastic for see how we can develop them.
I see Kenya don't even develop a ventilator now. Senegal, in fact. Senegal.
Yes, Senegal. I don't know how far they don't go with that, but actually when it starts, you know, myself will say, wow, okay, if Senegal really don't begin think about this. You see, this brings me to the point, and I know say Khadija want to say something. This brings me to the point where, and I think say, even we within at the media and other people who are motivation speakers and entrepreneurs, we for begin for teach people them say, usually out of calamities, you get opportunities. A lot of ideas there where people they don't get because, so it don't make her understand say when you really pressed against the wall, that's not that time where ideas really they emerge. The idea where Sierra Leoneans they don't get out of COVID-19. We hope and pray say we will sustain their ideas, and after this, I think they will become a prosperous nation with all of their ideas then.
All right, quickly, before you left we, in the studio, Mr. Jamiu, Dominic Sundima Pessim on Facebook, they say, hi, IRN, it's over 3 days. We are not getting electricity in Bo City. This kind of behavior is seriously violating our fundamental human rights. We have agreed to stay at home. We expect the government to fulfill their own part of the deal.
Okay, Dominic Adoyeri, I will pick him up with the Ministry of Energy. But generally, we want to tell you thank you and all other people that within Abo and the rest of Salone, because we don't take the decision for comply, and that did show say we are good citizens. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Solomon Jamiru, the EOC spokesman, he don't deal with me from 8:30 this morning. Don't give a lot of information as to waiting government they put in place for make sure say during these 3 days lockdown they're able for going to various community them do contact tracing, bring out people where don't come in contact with positive cases them, and safe. Then they continue for encourage Sierra Leonean them for stay at home. Make sure say you ask you and do the thing the way the well body will come and say we for do, so that we go slowly spread of the COVID-19, and as a country we all go overcome the common enemy we deal within we now. Thank you very much, Mr. Jamiru. We will continue to bring you as and when necessary during the 3 days lockdown.
Yeah, and let people continue for sending comments, questions, because this man out on the old so till the next 3 days on the old tigi one. So surely when I send them concerns and we will keep them, some of them we will try for reach them so that he will respond to some of them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Khadija. Thank you, ABK, for your time. Thank you, IRN, Sludge, and God bless Salone.
All right, Khadija, how the mask?
I know, it's not easy. It's not easy for put on a face mask
and talk. We don't use for flow. You know, they roll the tongue.
But we not get anything for.
We not get alternative.
Do.
Yeah.
Now the situation we find ourselves now, I make now all for just join hand, come together, and sure say do the things the way the well body will come and advise say for do. Wash your hand. Wear your face mask if you're going to public place. Use your hand sanitizer. If you not get anything for go do out, now for stay home.
Stay at home. Yeah. Not go work out unnecessary worker. Yeah.
Quickly now take this break. ABK will they come back.
All right.
My fellow Sierra Leoneans, Corona is here. And we for come together and fight this deadly virus. With the help of God and Papa government, we go overcome.
People then they die. Now other country they are. Too much stress and pain. We call on the Almighty. People then they die. Now other country. Too much stress and pain. Now we call on the Almighty.
We they call on God in grace. Call on God in grace. We they call on God in grace. For can save Mama Salone. We they call on God in grace. Call on God in grace. We they call on God in grace. For can save Mama Salone.
Let we stop the shake and the bind. Let we do the precautions. Let we do what the medical people them say. We on a Mama Salone. Now we get for praise. Rabana, Antina, Fidonia, Hallelujah, Corona. We divide them by fire. Rabana, Antina, Fidonia, hey. People then they die. Now other country they are. Too much stress and pain. We call on the Almighty. Yeah. People then they die. Now the country. Too much stress and pain. Now we they call on the Almighty.
We dey call on God in grace. Call on God in grace. We dey call on God in grace. God can save Mama Salone. We dey call on God in grace. Call on God in grace. We dey call on God in grace. God can save Mama Salone. Salomu mamango. Mingweji wadweji untatwe kolo. Kolo kolo. Mingweji hai binai. So be real line. Be nyai line. Be j line. Be keke line. Be uncle line. Be auntie line. Be mother line. Be mama line yo. Ipuateu. Egie yawa. Ipuadogweu. Egie yawa. Ipualatiu. Egie yawa. Blessa kalemu ne maruetima. Tuluwago. 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 Pudesa yingweji mae.
People then they die. Now other country they are. Too much stress and pain. We call on the Almighty. Yeah. People then they die. Now other country. Too much stress.
Welcome back. Remember, say this is Corona updates with Sludge and RN. They bring come to you. They come to you from over 65 radio stations right across the country, and we'll continue for bringing you current and, of course, the real-time information where you forget correct information at that. Mina Abubakar Kano are there with Khadija Bangura. But for now, we want to let free turn a little bit and go around the country. We first stop Gobe Kailahu. We say we get Mori Feka, we na COVID-19 district coordinator on the line. Good morning, Mori. Welcome to Corona Update.
Good morning, my brother. How are you doing? Good morning to the listeners of RM.
Well, very well. Now, let me talk small bit about update first. You na coordinator na the district. What you the coordinate?
Well, I coordinate the COVID-19 na Kailan district.
So, waiting at the
up. I say this coronavirus we don't come at this country. I coordinate together with my team who they call and Diop. We they coordinate for say all activities about them at the district. We they coordinate them so that we will make reports to the national headquarters. Now the district, whatever instruction coming down from the head office, we get for take them and work with them.
And so far, how the coordination they go?
Well, my brother, I tell you, say Kailan coordination team is really very good. We are working together, and the coordination they go on smoothly.
Let me talk about contact tracing. How the exercise they go? Because I mean, we focus now. This 3-day lockdown, they look at this contact tracing and community spread. So how the in our own contact tracing they go now that partner of the country na Kailan?
Thank you very much. The contact tracing they on alert, and they are right now on the field monitoring, moving around. Then the social mob, we get the social mob also, where they say they are around, they sensitize the people then. Then we get the, hello?
Yeah, go on, more, you do on.
We get the supervisors then who don't send at children level. Then they monitor, the paramount chief, they all day with we all they work together, and then they dip and the monitoring and the supervision of the lockdown where they go on now. By and large, the security wing, that is the military, the soldiers, they are there, they on alert. We don't make security arrangements together with ONS. Then we don't declare security, they're all over the chiefdoms like Kailan district, and the strategic crossing points then. Especially Kailan, we get porous borders with Guinea and Liberia. we get security there all over, where would they make sure say nobody know the command of Guinea, because for Ghana, Sierra Leone, and nobody know the command of Liberia for Ghana, Sierra Leone. Now this part of the country. And they really go on fine. People are cooperating, and we are getting daily reports from them. Every day we get reports. Now all the areas they where I don't call, everybody they give reports to me. That is sent at the headquarters.
Una they contact, they do the contact tracing now. Una don't get contact, they una don't already trace. Una don't already get people them way. Una find useful in the contact tracing exercise.
No, we don't get people there yet, but we get people there on quarantine, where we they suspect and say because they not be done there among we now that they come on a different place, like somebody where they come on a fit-on camp, where you come will not allow you to go to your family, they no more will keep you now, will know your status for 14 days before we will allow you to go to any other place. Yes, we're not able to get anybody from Guinea, we don't come at this area. I will not get any sign and symptom now. We will show say this na alert, so we will make sure say this na alert for COVID-19. We will not get that yet.
Let's talk about community spread, Maury. How it look like na Kailahun district?
Community, pardon, once more.
Yeah, the community spread of the virus. Let we talk about how it look like.
Well, we there at zero, and the community, the sickness not in Kailan, as I tell you. The medical people, them, we are working together. Right now, as I tell you, say, I just come to DMO, and I'm in there together. We work together with the medical team. No alert, not in the communities, they're all over.
And let's talk about challenges as soon as they move around, they do the contact tracing and also observe the issue of community spread. Which are some of the challenges Zona they face now as a team?
Well, we have many challenges. One of the challenges is logistics. We are, as you know, Kailan is far off from the seat of power. It's far off from Kailan, Freetown. The logistics challenge, one of the things we really face it for do the coordination. But by and large, we are managing with the support of other organizations. We are trying to do the coordination, and they are donating here so that we can put dues in our motorbikes and vehicles.
So the logistics where they talk about now, fuel concern normal, which are the other concern, logistics concerns.
Well, the other concern, they go with allowance. The people that wait and they look for gift allowance. That is the other concern. Now the other challenge done.
Now, let's talk about the successes also on don't score. With always when I do so because you say when they coordinate, you deal with your immediate boss and the people around. So, what kind of success when I don't score so far from all the exercises when I done the engaging?
Well, the success that we don't score so far, one of the success is we don't able to try as much as possible. We don't close the borderline where nobody come up now. Nobody come inside from the other countries for come inside this country. And it's not a very big move thinking of the borders and the porous border within this country. The other success we don't get is we don't the government chief that we don't make a bylaw where they strictly monitor together with the exceptional authorities and town chiefs then, where they strictly monitor. No stranger not the can at the turn, where they not allow the chief then, and the chief then not they make we know. So communication also now the other success will be done to get. The other success again will be done to get is unity. We are united here and we are fighting together because unity is strength. So these are the successes will be done to get in Kailan district. Why would they do the fighting?
All right, well, thank you very much, Maury Feka. We're going to contact you as we continue with this broadcast. Thank you very much. Maury Feka, now the COVID-19 District Coordinator for Kailahun District. We'll continue for the country for bringing an update on Corona updates with Sludge and RN. They bring come to you on different radio stations them right across the country. Members say today also now World Press Freedom Day. And I want to bring on this message from Dr. Julius Spencer, where they say there will be a seminar tomorrow to mark World Press Freedom Day. It will be a virtual seminar via Zoom Topic: the media and the COVID-19 pandemic. Panelists: Dr. Tonia Musa, Honorable Mamadi Gobe Kamara, and Edward Kagbo. The Zoom invitation to attend the seminar will be posted on the Mass Communication Seminars Forum later today. So that enough for the journalists and for people who are interested in World Press Freedom. As today now World Press Freedom Day, but tomorrow Sludge go observe in a unique way, like how Dr. Spencer say, a seminar, virtual seminar on Zoom. We will continue with the program, and members say this is a Corona update. We want to receive more comments from you because, like we said, we want to keep this this broadcast, this interactive. We want to read from you. We want to make sure say you send on our comments and of course questions where we go get the expert there, the people that we concern for the answer to them. The number where you can send your message to is 077 981 981 077 981 981 if you want to be part of the program. And also members say they listen to we on www.radiodemocracy.sl, courtesy of Osiwa and AfriCell. Will they go for a short break or they come back just now?
Miss Salone family them, especially Lonely and all the other area them, they. Me now na Pikin Mahmoud Kamara. And una way sabi me can call me nice guy. I want make we all know say Corona day and it a kill. Make we reduce body contact. Make we wash we and them fast. Make we stop for touch with face for now. And make we avoid place outside people boku. If at all you dey go na crowd place like market, make sure you use face mask. Make we take the advice where the government and the well-bodied people they give it.
But not touch and catch nose. Corona the kill fast so try no. So wash you and daily boyabo at least 20 minutes if you not lazy. This thing don't kill you from China to Italy. Economy they drop down heavy. No believe nobody. I'll lecture you daddy, sanitize your whole body cause Corona is deadly. Social distance, public guarding. No make like you not busy cause this now warning. Line news 117 and 5 mil to tap all the shake down. Nigga with a binding, no cough or sneeze. Na crowd put you max or not touch or worse the man say precaution. This na message from Mr. Nice. Corona is healed, so take advice.
Now we for effort of the sea. Hey mama, what on for take precaution now. Corona.
Well, we'll continue with the program. This is our Corona updates. They come to you from different radio stations right across the country. And Sludge and Aaron, they make this program. They meet you. Me, Abubakar Kanu.
And Mina Khadija Bangura.
Well, we continue the program now, and now we begin for look at the issue of contact tracing, where well-bodied people say go help for tap the sick, not scatter in our community them. For sake of this, producer Ishmael Saidu Kanu talked to Harold Thomas, we are the Health Education Program Manager and Communication Lead na the Ministry of Health and Sanitation. We explain more about surveillance and contact tracing.
Contact tracing na a way let's take them in the context of this coronavirus. If somebody will prove positive, the first thing then they do, the surveillance officers then they go find out, then do a line list of all possible contacts. When I say line list, all the one that we been done contact that person, the way we don't talk to, we don't share things in common, we don't be near. Then they take all that list, the broad list. After that, then they put them one side into categories. Now we get what we call primary contacts or priority contacts, and we get secondary contacts. For be a primary or priority contact of somebody we positive for COVID-19, where we do with surveillance, it means to say you for don't any other person they unprotected. When I say unprotected, you not get mask, and you did less than 1 meter, when at 3 feet from that person there, for a period of 15 minutes and above, then nothing not they pull you the unit primary contact. If you there above 3 feet from that person there, and you not say near that person there, na other category. So somebody when them two they sleep together, when them two they eat together, they drink together, or somebody when they sit down near, a different from the person when I go still then at the same compound, then they na your house, you self then your house, and that's how they put them. And with the monitor, the reason why we the monitor them people and they put primary contact them, then one and they if they then can get the sick, and then one and they number one who the feel say go get the sick. Now that make you find out say 94% of all the cases that we get, they link to people who have been done positive for coronavirus, because they one and then have been the contact them who will be the look at. So now that's the contact tracing. Because by so doing, you go able for what we call break the chain of transmission. You go able for stop the way this thing the spread, where you do effective contact tracing.
So what's the difference between contact tracing and surveillance? Are the same?
Surveillance now the overall where people in the watch for see people then kind sick they are so waiting for do for prevent them, and where person don't get them, how for do for make the sickness spread. So surveillance now big umbrella. Where inside there now the contact tracing there, now the line listing there, now the case investigation there, now all the other things they need. Surveillance just start like a police. Where something don't happen, where they don't do something, now then they do the investigation. They're not they do on the same day. Then go they do on small till they get all the information where they need. So other country then can call them surveillance people and they call them disease detectives like a CID. So now then they go around for no waiting, other person they don't pass. So that, but the aim is for make we prevent sickness and if it don't happen for let sick they not spread. So now that is surveillance in general they do.
Okay, surveillance contact tracing are very difficult something. How one can go about for do for make sure say on able to trace the contacts them?
Contact tracing is a core function of surveillance, and one of the surveillance the important work around it. For trace contacts, it's not easy because sometimes the person will tell you the right thing. So you get to get 2 to 3 different sources and you get to observe before you get what you want. Because the reason why they do that, they not to say we want just go punish people and for put them in quarantine or for go put them other side. Now because we want anybody where don't contact where possible say you go get the sick, that will put on one side so it not go spread past how it is spread. And if we find out what thing they happen, will they see 10 cases and this one 10 they see 5 cases, will they see 10 or will they see 15? It look alarming. But who say you get 200 people away get for come out today? When before they come out, then after they don't do 14 days, then sick or they're not sick, will they do the test and they all. So when the results come out, some then they will go get the virus panel, nothing no go do them. Then some not they feel sick. Then call them one and they pre-symptomatic, they not begin show sign it. Or some then they are asymptomatic, we not get for even show sign. But now that's how we can pull them. So when they get a number, they are not afraid. Some of them they're not sick at all. But if I know they pull them because some they even when they're not sick, then they show say they're sick, they can spread them. So now that way they will be able to cut down on the way where this virus is spread.
So what are the challenges you can get in terms of contact tracing?
Some of the challenges people are not they talk through. Okay. Somebody go there with somebody where he get the sick, he go deny. Sometimes people can want try for escape, where they put them inside a quarantine. But not a bad thing. You yourself, you not go want where you don't contact, you go mix with you person the way you like. Because this sick, now people the way you like, you go give to them. Because possible now they talk, where you not get business with them, you not go near them. So now that they for protect yourself. So if you get them, we go able for make they manage you well for nothing not go do you. We say don't see 21 people there now. They don't okay. They not get the virus again. This is a good thing. If they not in come, sometimes now other thing for the talk right now. So the challenges people they not want see where would they do this surveillance like I said a good thing, then they look at like I said a bad. They know they give the right information. Them again, then one time for escape and some again. When you then are quarantine, you not gonna be say how you dey na you host, na so you go dey yonder. Not to crime you commit o, but sometimes and then you no go too convenient like how you dey na you own host. Because until na one room you go there, where you been get you host, you go there na big host. All that one dey but na for a very short while. It can find make we inconvenience we self small for the good of we all. And that they make that they can happen. Sometimes and then the food knocking can quick, but then it go come. You know, sometimes and then we can get challenges with things that we been the only use for eat or wait till we want forget, but this are for a short while. Government and partners in the try, but it's very difficult we self for show understanding for make that sacrifice they make this thing done at the country.
So how you going for assess on surveillance and contact tracing mechanism?
Well, we not go assess we safe, you know, but now West Africa, in fact, a lot of people then go attest to the fact say Salone then get one of the best you know, surveillance system, you know, because other countries them, even the US during Ebola term, they don't learn a lot from we na that experience then they use. So we dey try because we don't achieve a lot during Ebola and that learning experience now we dey use.
So your message to Sierra Leoneans?
My message to Sierra Leoneans is for now we see say people, especially the one that went in a western area in Freetown, they use mask. And if we want make corona done na Salone, we for use mask in addition to other measures that we say like with hand washing, with social distancing, with cough etiquette and all. But people there not they use mask, and a law where Salone don't put say anybody within a public space, whether na shop you dey, on a supermarket, on a street you dey, on a market you dey, you suppose for use face mask. And the law go look you bad here if you not use them, because you na one of the people that we want make corona spread na this country. So we don't want that we dey tell you for use ordinary pieces face mask. You know that one is not expensive. You can able for wash them back. You use them back the other day. So but if you not they use mask, use yourself where they ask say wetin government they do, wetin you self they do, you self na one of the people them we not go want make this thing done. So we dey appeal to people them make them they use face mask.
That na Harold Thomas, we na the Health Education Program Manager and Communication Lead na the Ministry of Health and Sanitation. We explain more about surveillance and contact tracing.
Alright, we will continue with the special corona update where Sludge and IRN they bring come to you for sake of the 3 days lockdown we don't begin today. And you dey listen to this special program from different radio stations them all over the country. We will bring come to you this morning broadcast. My name na Khadija Bangura.
And me na Abubakar Kanu.
Alright, as we don't begin for talk to different district coordinator them for see how the situation they in different region them for sake of the contact tracing and proper surveillance where they carry on now different parts them na the country. On the line now we get Victor S.O.B. Davis, who na the Western Area Rural District Coordinator. Good morning, Mr. Davis, and welcome to the special corona update where Sludge and IRN they bring come to you.
Good morning, Khadija. Good morning, Ian. I appreciate you now following our get on news on this special program on this particular noble day.
Alright, start for giving updates, but waiting they happen this morning now you region when are the Western Area Rural.
I want to tell you plenty thank you. They go all out and about, and indeed I don't come out to Godrich, don't come to council, and I want to congratulate and I want to appreciate the military and the police officers really. Then they show really say yes indeed. This fact now we all get them and not a one-man business, this that not a just government business. And we see say people then comply so much. People learning at the houses them, but the checkpoints the way they road, then really they do well. Because if you not get you e-pass, if you not get that pass that you want, that code that you want, they can never allow you for cross the checkpoints then. Me self don't go na treat and don't see how it be. Like me na me they approve at the approved pass. And me self say what to tell them say, and indeed if people not get pass, they not get any code, let them not pass for the checkpoint here. And indeed they don't show them to me really. I help them first. I not let them know me say me na the coordinator. Then I the vehicle and then I can down. I say, I dig there one pass. Then so that me. I say, no, me not to nobody. Me not just say union. Let them help me at one pass. But then teach me to the way for no say yes, the law we also abide to the law. But things are going on well at this moment now, the Western Rural District. We see say the chairman of the council when a cash of jail and cold and the DMO we are getting a team and the ONS and other people them don't come together say no then go let for make we go out today and go talk to people them tell them say na so for you that was son let we not tap for you that was son we still even then say lockdown you still for what you want then lost the way they get to we still for a bite to then lost the day now that make we come na treat we didn't treat now like the chairman of the council they with one team we then go then they go to York and took care and Mrs. and the other one them they go to 4 Mile and Songo Colony, we they reach there and then go talk to people and I will tell them say no this government not do this here for make them make set advantage for now. But then do them for make we all let go be safe and let you know be to this tomorrow we can say I don't know. Let we all obey and to waiting government they tell me. So now that's what they are out and
Mr.
about this morning
Davis,
for do.
the essence of this 3 days lockdown now for level body will command them gonna communities do contact tracing to people the way we don't come in contact with positive cases them
Yes,
and
ma'am.
safe
Yes, ma'am.
for let them put up proper surveillance structure them. Now you own western area rural district where you are the coordinator. You can just give updates as to how the contact tracing they go on at this particular district.
Well, they on announce in fact the DMO they don't go with a team just now. They don't let for them go with a team just now. Then they on now. And in space of 2 hours, I will get a call from them. They will get to inform me on waiting and don't go to, and then so then I will get for inform when I again when I say so and so they don't pass. But they don't go out. They don't go out now. The contact tracers they don't go about out. They don't go out now with the DMO. Then they out in a seat now. For do their work. Really, they don't go now for do their work. I they wait on them in 2 hours time. They will I get to get on them. Then give me a rundown on which they don't go through. But
Specific
for
number of
any other thing.
contact tracer them where they now na the community and if they get any target community where they go say
No,
this now we target area them na this particular district. Any specific number of the contact tracer the way they out
yes,
now?
like from the time when they appoint me, I don't they go all about. And yesterday, say we get a meeting at council when we get every complaint of Tombo community that indeed problem day, and so now they don't focus for this morning in terms of indeed that community, that challenging community. But we get some people that we travel with boats them in camp. We they say they come out Guinea camp, but we don't get side we quarantine them and put them. They say we don't left them let them go out until they spend some time and let's see if they not get anything like corona. Definitely we will get for release them for make them go. But the team they out and about now. I am sure we get any difficult community now. Anything we will say will be a challenging to we at this moment we are going to say because we they out and about now. They see how we really get to put novelty in place, ma.
Mr. Davis, from this morning where you team they out and about na various area them na the district. What are the challenges? What you able for identify say this na a challenge where maybe go and bog the contact tracer them or the 3 days stay at home where His Excellency declare?
We like for now for this morning. As I tell you, we not get any challenge. We are going to see at this moment here. We not get any challenge at this moment. We not get any challenge at this moment. In fact, I've been get somebody when the only problem when we think the 117. We get to understand say when people they call on the 117. Then they say a lot of questions because complaints that they need to say a lot of questions. Then they with the 117 they ask. If then questions then they ask to that when they take to ask them questions then they go down reach to the point where then go see what they go on and then all questions they go ask to the direct person. But we should say definitely the 117 people say is a challenge. That's my one part the challenge that when we don't see at this moment. The 117 people will call them, but definitely, then get a lot of questions. Then people say, then questions that then go let them left for ask them, then come for respond to the call when they go call them, and after that they get able to ask them question, then go respond to them the moment when they come at the same. That's not one part the big challenge we'll get at this district at this moment.
We don't hear any concern from various quarantine homes where they in a different parts of the country.
Well,
Now you
we don't dey try for
district,
put
you
things in
get
place because
any
not just 40 days, not just 40 days. Quarantine homes they will be challenge when security na be one part the challenge when I've been getting on it. But I don't put things in place because I've been mixed been going the military backs and then I get the LUC. Now where they tell you so now I deal with the LUC na Waterloo division, I deal with the head of the military na Benguima barracks because I involved there all and me and them they together now. Me and then they go out and then for do the join the other one them for surveillance case. Me and then also together.
don't hear people they run away na quarantine homes them and positive case them they run away come out na isolation centers. Anything like this they happen na you district?
Yes, I've been get one challenge, but I've been think we don't get the person. But like Tombo community, it happened one day when we say then go and say now be 11 people been come, but
the contact tracing where they carry on now in district as you say they get plenty contact tracer them where they out now with the deer hands.
Continue with the some of the inserts for reduce the plenty challenge where people can get during the lockdown. Make flaming evangelical ministries don't get in them for it and couple to poor people in at the church. But why this support? Bishop Dr. Frederick Abubakar Siddiq Sulaiman.
This we go through similar problem, but no, we don't in a church story.
Now churches they don't close for a while now, and up to now we don't even know when church services or congregation will begin come together. What's going to be the engagement with your membership from where this thing be?
Number one, we tell and say, let me observe the medical rules. Social distancing, put on the face mask. That's what we tell them. Then they use the church in platform and we radio station for preach the gospel. And this we go through Universal Radio, we go through Flaming Voice of Hope, we go also now AYB television and YouTube and Facebook.
Church.
Bishop Dr. Frederick Abubakar Siddiq Suleiman Koroma, the founder and general overseer. Now, Flaming Evangelical Ministries, if they talk about some donation where the church we make to some member at the church, we no get. We continue with the program, and this now Corona updates where they come to you from different radio stations right across the country.
All right, MK, we they continue for talk to different district coordinator them as we want for know the situation where they go on now all over the country in terms